Friends, the SCO Secretary General, His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev has arrived. Kindly rise to welcome him. Thank you. A very good afternoon to the dignitaries on the dais and to all esteemed members of the audience, members of the diplomatic corps, respected academics, media representatives, and students. We have gathered here for the 51st Sapru House lecture. Before we begin the program, I kindly request that you switch off your mobile phones or set them to silent mode. Thank you. I am Dr. Athar Zafar, a senior research fellow and head of the SCO Study Center at the Indian Council of World Affairs. Today's lecture will be delivered by His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev, Secretary General of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, on the topic of SCO and India, strengthening regional synergies for cooperation in Eurasia. This lecture is hosted by the SCO Study Center, established within the Indian Council of World Affairs in 2021, in collaboration with the Ministry of External Affairs of India. This is the only study center in India as of date dedicated to the research and analysis on SCO. Today's Sapru House lecture will be chaired by Ambassador Nutan Kapoor Mahavar, Acting Director General and Additional Secretary, Indian Council of World Affairs. Madam Mahavar will begin with the opening remarks, after which we will proceed with the 51st Sapru House lecture by our esteemed guest, His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev, Secretary General of the SCO. We will have a brief Q&A session after the lecture, which will be moderated by the chair. Let me now invite the Acting Director General, Ms. Nutan Kapoor Mahavar, to deliver her welcome remarks and conduct the proceedings. Thank you, ma'am.
Excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the media, students and friends. We are honored to host His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev, Secretary General of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization today for the Sapru House lecture on SCO and India, Strengthening Regional Synergies for Cooperation in Eurasia. It is a privilege to have you deliver the 51st lecture in the prestigious Sapru House lecture series of the Indian Council of World Affairs, which has previously featured several dignitaries, including presidents, prime ministers, as well as the secretaries general of multilateral bodies, including the UN, ASEAN, and IORA. Friends, His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev is a distinguished personality with a unique blend of military, diplomatic, academic, and government experience. Having served in various high-profile roles and key government positions, he brings enormously rich experience to his office. He has been Lieutenant General, Ambassador, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Secretary of the Security Council, Minister of Religious Affairs and Civil Society, and Minister of Defense of Kazakhstan, former Deputy Secretary General of the SCO, and its Secretary General now. He is also an accomplished author. His professional journey is truly commendable. On behalf of the Council, I extend our sincere congratulations to him on assuming the office of Secretary General of the SCO in January 2025. Your Excellency, you have assumed the office of SGSCO at a pivotal and dynamic time, not only for the SCO region, but for the world at large. SCO itself is undergoing a significant phase of expansion and transformation. In the last 25 years, it has made remarkable contributions in fostering cooperation across political, security, economic, cultural, and public health areas. The organization holds immense potential to play a pivotal role at a time when a new world order is emerging, characterized by increasing multipolarity. With Central Asia as its main focus, SCO has to make its own contribution to the geopolitical shifts currently underway in the Eurasian region and beyond. India attaches great importance to the development of multifaceted cooperation in the SCO and to the promotion of peace, stability, economic development, prosperity, and closer interaction between our peoples. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has articulated India's priorities within the organization through the vision of a secure SCO, an agenda that emphasizes security, economic cooperation, unity, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, and environmental protection. Friends, why is India in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization? The answer to that is to have a say in and contribute to matters pertaining to Eurasian security and development as a key Eurasian country. Dynamics of continental Eurasia have had a direct bearing on India's security, economy, and cultural calculus since millennia, as well as its ethnic diversity, and our destinies are interlinked. The region's history and lived experiences shape our current outlook. Stability in Eurasia, therefore, makes for a conducive environment for India's own growth story and well-being. That is why India takes the position on terrorism and extremism that it does. Regional cooperation to wipe out terrorism is a mission as far as India is concerned, and we are appreciative of the work of the SCO regional anti-terrorist structure in this regard. We do not wish to see extremist ideologies in operation all along the arc from Chechnya and Dagestan to Xinjiang. De-radicalization is a mantra for us, and we hope to see SCO strengthen its work in this regard. Strengthened connectivity and regional peace and stability have the potential to build upon each other. The importance of overland connectivity is lost on no one. SCO faces the challenge of overcoming the geopolitics of the region, not the least to ensure unimpeded transit. SCO is home to myriad ethnicities, traditions, and valuable philosophies, and every culture in the SCO space is a great repository of wisdom. India sees high value in the platform that SCO represents for cultural exchange for enhanced mutual understanding. India's regional connectivity initiative of the International North-South Transport Corridor, its climate-friendly global initiatives such as International Solar Alliance, Coalition for Disaster-Resilient Infrastructure, Mission Life, and its strengths in MSME and digital public infrastructure are highly relevant to the SCO and its member countries, offering significant opportunities for mutual benefit. As the SCO strengthens and grows, the addition of English as a third official language will further facilitate and enhance communication as well as understanding during dialogues in various SCO fora, making the organization functionally more productive and effective. With this, let me invite the Secretary General, His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev. We look forward to hear your views on how SCO and India can work together for the further strengthening of dialogue and cooperation in Eurasia. You have the floor, Excellency. Thank you.
The Acting Director General of the ICWA, Ms. Nutan Kapoor Mahawar, Excellencies, Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the Indian Council of World Affairs for giving me the opportunity to address such a distinguished gathering of experts and analysts. And it is my honor to have the floor at such a renowned and well-known internationally think tank as ICWA. Also, let me to convey my greetings to you on the recent occasion of the 76th Republic Day of India. The topic of my speech today is the SCO and India, strengthening regional synergies for cooperation in Eurasia. It is a very vast topic, and I will have to take some of your time. This issue is very relevant and extremely important for the further development of the SCO and the entire Eurasian continent, and maybe even globally, as the Ms. Director just said. And in my address, I will try to highlight the multifaceted activities of the SCO, emphasizing India's significant contribution to the development of multilateral relations, as well as present the existing potential for progressive expansion of cooperation. Today, the world is going through an era of significant and profound changes affecting all aspects of international relations. Against the backdrop of these transformations, a new world order is emerging, opening up wide opportunities for the development of countries and strengthening partnerships. Under these conditions, the role of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is of particular importance. And I would say, in general terms, a role of regional multilateral organizations is growing. The choice made by the SCO member states at the beginning of the 21st century has become a vivid example of the harmony of good neighborly and cooperative relations, and continues to serve as evidence of strength and steadfastness of the Shanghai spirit. We often say about Shanghai spirit, but what we mean by it, it is a number of 6 very important principles of interaction within SCO. They include, I will not name all of them, you can find it in internet, but in my view, very important principles of Shanghai spirit are mutual equality, consultations, and respect for national cultures and traditions. And that is why SCO is a good school for finding compromise and for reaching agreement on the issues which seem to be unagreeable. The SCO provides a unique platform for addressing regional and global challenges, such as security, economic development, cultural interaction. In the context of the growing competition among multilateral formats, the SCO plays an important role in supporting stability and strengthening mutual trust between states. When I say competition, I mean it in positive sense. Competition among multilateral platforms means that SCO should move fast, move effectively in order to be attractive for international community and in order to bring practical results to the peoples of the member countries. Each participating country has the opportunity to show its initiative, which contributes to a more balanced and mutually beneficial development of the region as a whole. And it is important to understand that SCO is neither alliance focused on confrontation nor military political bloc. On the contrary, we firmly adhere to the principle of openness, offering opportunities to develop, deepen cooperation in various forms, and SCO actually is a creative and peaceful organization. It is fundamentally important for peoples to independently choose the path of their political and socio-economic development, as well as peaceful settlement of conflicts or disputes on the basis of equality and non-interference in internal affairs, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of states. SCO has consistently adhered to the principles that bilateral disputes are not subject to discussion within its institutions and on the platform of SCO. This principle has been reaffirmed at the Astana summit last year, during which the statement of the Council of Heads of State on the principles of good neighborliness, trust, and partnership was adopted. The SCO focuses on promoting joint cooperation in areas that are important to all member countries. SCO is now called upon to play a more active role in promptly responding to major events, especially on the territories of its member countries. And that is why the heads of state of SCO made decision to start the process of modernizing of our organization and on improving its overall activities in terms of raising its effectiveness. And events taking place in the region, as we consider, cannot go unnoticed. And timely coordinated steps of the organization will not only be the key to strengthening regional security, but also clear evidence of the readiness of the member states to solve not only local, but also global problems together, which will ensure stability and further development of the entire region. In the context of the current geopolitical tensions, the SCO actively comes up with initiatives aimed at maintaining peace and stability in the global context. And I would remind one of such initiatives, which is the SCO initiative on world unity for just peace, harmony, and development, proposed at the summit in Astana last year. This initiative underlines the SCO's unwavering commitment for the formation of a more representative, democratic, just, and multipolar world order. Also, I'd like to mention two more global ideas put forward by the leaders of our member countries, which also have been reflected in Astana Declaration adopted last year. The SCO, taking into account the views of the member states, confirms the relevance of initiatives to promote cooperation in building a new type of international relations in the spirit of mutual respect, justice, equality, and mutually beneficial cooperation, as well as the formation of a common vision. And now I come to the idea itself, which is the idea of creating a community with a shared future for mankind. Also of particular importance is the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future, articulated by Indian Prime Minister, His Excellency Narendra Modi, which emphasizes the importance of global solidarity and mutual respect in achieving common prosperity. We commend India's message of striving for fair and equitable growth for all countries of the world based on sustainability, integrity, responsibility, and inclusion. This unique Indian approach is ideally combined with the provisions of the SCO Charter and the Treaty on Long-Term Good Neighborliness, Friendship, and Cooperation of the SCO member states. India, having become an observer in the SCO in 2005, has established itself as an important and active partner, and given New Delhi's active engagement with the SCO, India was admitted as a member state in 2017. Under the chairmanship of India in 2020, a meeting of the Council of Heads of Government was held in the format of video conference, and in 2022-2023, India chaired the organization, presenting the slogan of the chairmanship, Secure, which embraces all aspects. including economy, environment, and security. During its presidency, India organized a number of significant events to promote the creative potential of the organization. Today, India continues to introduce new ideas and initiatives aimed at developing regional cooperation based on the principles of mutual respect and consideration of the interests of all participants. This invariably confirms the role of India as a reliable and strategic participant in the SCO. Ladies and gentlemen, every year SCO strengthens its efforts to counter traditional and non-traditional challenges and threats. The commitment to fight against terrorism, separatism, and extremism remains unchanged. Under these conditions, the SCO regional anti-terrorist structure in Tashkent pays special attention to the practical implementation of measures provided for by the Shanghai Convention on combating terrorism, separatism, and extremism, and other documents in this field. The list of terrorist, separatist, and extremist organizations banned on the territories of the SCO member states is regularly updated. Today, it includes more than 200 organizations. There are more than 10,000 persons in the United Search Register of the SCO member states. The SCO anti-terrorist exercises held annually, and in 2024, China hosted joint exercises of the special services. The successful conduct of the exercises was not only a test of the quality of collaboration between member states accumulated over the years of cooperation, but also contributed to increasing the technical and tactical capabilities of the anti-terrorist forces. The SCO is actively working to improve the mechanisms of the countering security challenges, including the creation of the Universal Center for Countering Challenges and Threats to the Security in Tashkent, including Information Security Center and the Center for Combating Organized International Crime in Bishkek on the basis of the RATS. The parties are also planning to establish a specialized anti-drug center in Dushanbe as an independent body. So mechanisms to combat transnational crime, including human trafficking, are being strengthened. These crimes violate human rights, destroy lives, and require international response. An example of such efforts was the 19th meeting of prosecutors general, at which the fight against trafficking in persons, especially women and children, was designated as a key task. Problems of drug production and trafficking in the Golden Crescent and Golden Triangle areas are of particular concern, as well as growing use of darknet and cryptocurrencies for drug trafficking. In this context, India has an important role to play in jointly developing measures to eliminate global drug production, eradicate illicit crops, and respond to the emergence of new synthetic drugs. And an important step in this field was adoption of the SCO anti-drug strategy for 2024-2029 and action plan for its implementation. Another important mechanism is the meeting of presidents of Supreme Courts. Particularly in 2023, Chief Justices of the Supreme Courts of the member states was successfully held in New Delhi under the chairmanship of the Indian side. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are witnessing dramatic and tectonic shifts taking place in the global economy, which are characterized by a rapid increase in achievements and interconnectedness in the fields of information technology, digitalization, artificial intelligence, virtual assets, e-commerce, and others. Protectionist measures and other impediments to international trade have exacerbated various challenges, resulting in reduced investment flows, disrupted supply chains, and uncertainty in global financial markets. And gradual transition to the free movement of goods, capital, and services remain one of the goals of the SCO. Although we are not talking about establishing free trade zone, we are talking about facilitating and liberalization of the movement of goods, services, and capital. At various venues, there is a huge potential for mutually beneficial cooperation in the economic sphere due to complementarity of markets, transportation opportunities, and colossal natural and human resources of the member states. All our member states are linked by land, all are situated or located on the Eurasian continent, and all of our member states have some mental and historical connection with each other. And steady growth of mutual trade turnover is encouraging. In the year 2023, mutual trade turnover between SCO member states, estimated by Secretariat, overpassed $650 billion, 29% more than in 2022. The member states are steadily implementing the program of multilateral trade and economic cooperation. In recent years alone, cooperation in a number of new relevant areas has received a new impetus. And now member states are focused on jointly solving new challenges for digital transformation, decarbonization of the economy, expansion of mutual settlement in national currencies, and promotion of startups and innovations. SCO Economic Development Strategy for the period up to 2030 is being implemented, and it reflects coordinated approaches of interested member states to expanding economic cooperation. And now negotiations continue on the creation of mechanisms for financial support of project activities. In particular, there are options of establishing development bank, development fund, or special account, and the investment fund in SCO framework. Systematic work is underway to implement the roadmap of member states for increase in the share of national currencies in mutual settlements. Now it is under discussion in the expert groups. The efforts of the interested stakeholders within the framework of this roadmap are aimed at creating effective conditions for operation of the system and at stimulating mutual settlements in national currencies between its member states. The above-mentioned three projects are being realized in the format of interested states. During last year's SCO Astana Summit, the heads of our states spoke in favor of further deepening people-centered cooperation in order to improve the well-being and living standards. The most important task for us today is to transform a big number of agreements reached into large-scale infrastructural, industrial, energy, technological, and humanitarian projects. To do this, it is necessary to build a more effective and pragmatic model of trade and economic cooperation that is resistant to emerging risks while being able to bring tangible dividends and benefits to our countries, not depending on any bilateral disputes or issues. In this regard, the maximum use of the resources of the Business Council and the Interbank Association and Association of Investors, meeting of heads of ports and logistics centers, the use of the potential of various centers of cross-border cooperation, pilot zones, transport and logistic hubs, and fairs and exhibitions seems promising sites. For example, we have a demonstration zone for trade and economic cooperation in Qingdao City in China, and demonstration zone for the exchange and training of agricultural technologies in Yangling town in China. And both centers are ready to share their experience and provide opportunities for all member countries. SCO can also stimulate the development of effective cooperation by setting up targeted incentives, regimes, and tariffs for enterprises and citizens of member states. And I am confident that India, with its colossal demographic, economic, intellectual, and technological resources, can bring a lot of useful and new cooperation within the SCO, while drawing dividends for its own development. For example, this applies to agriculture, taking into account the scale of agro-industrial complex, India's tremendous experience in the development of crops resistant to drought and limited water resources, such as millets. Great prospects for mutually beneficial collaboration are seen in the field of modern pharmaceutical production, information and communication services, where India also occupies one of the leading positions on a global scale. Without participation of India, located at the junction of East and West, it is also difficult to fully strengthen transport connectivity of the SCO region. Cooperation in the energy sector received a new impetus along with the adoption of the strategy for the development of energy cooperation, which has been adopted during Astana Summit, and India, which promotes expansion of renewable energy sources, will make a huge contribution to successful implementation of this strategy. We have to acknowledge that bilateral relationship between SCO member states are developing quite successfully, but unfortunately we don't have any really multilateral big economic project in format of SCO countries, at least made by 3 SCO member countries under SCO auspices. And that is a direction where we are going to concentrate our efforts. But it should not be artificially made. It should be caused by real economic interest. In the sphere of cultural and humanitarian cooperation, India plays a significant role, actively contributing to the preservation and promotion of cultural diversity and in protection of the cultural and natural heritage of the region. Particular attention is paid to supporting multilingualism as an important tool for strengthening peace and mutual respect among peoples. In this context, it is worth noting the work done on the translation and publication of works of classics of Indian literature in the official languages of the SCO. Also, in April 2023, the Conference of Young Authors of the SCO member states was successfully held in New Delhi. The next conference is planned to be held in 2025. The CinemaScope project and the SCO Mumbai Film Festival in 2023 were also important milestones in cultural exchange. They presented works which revealed to the audience of the SCO countries the unique aspects of Indian culture, history, and social dynamics. In 2025, the SCO Film Festival will be held in China. I am sure that we will also be able to appreciate the work of film directors from the SCO countries, including India. An example of successful cooperation was the project to declare the tourist and cultural capital of the SCO. Many events were organized in Varanasi, which became the first cultural and tourist capital of the SCO for 2022-2023. As the SCO has significant potential in the field of rural, gastronomic, medical, ecological tourism, actively introducing modern technologies to improve infrastructure. An important step is to explore the possibility of simplifying the visa regime, which will open new horizons to attract tourists from member countries and all over the world. In order to fully unlock the tourism potential of the SCO, it would be useful to reach multilateral agreement on visa facilitation. Currently, this work is being done, but on bilateral basis mostly. For our part, we believe it is possible to consider the creation of favorable conditions in the migration sphere, in particular, the introduction of green corridors at border checkpoints. And this will significantly reduce administrative barriers, strengthen trust, and open up new opportunities for the development of tourism and business ties. In addition, such a measure will be an important step towards a more integrated and open region where citizens will be able to fully use the benefits of participation in the SCO. Health is another important area to which member states pay great attention. Since 2010, the mechanism of the meetings of the ministers of health has been functioning, which sets the course for the development of cooperation in the field of health through the adoption of appropriate plans. And joint efforts in the field of digitalization of healthcare remain in demand. A new promising area was opened, cooperation in the field of telemedicine. This area responds to the challenges of our time, creates opportunities to improve quality of medical care. And in order to develop this area, the concept of cooperation between SCO member states in the field of telemedicine was adopted in Samarkand in 2022. India has made a significant contribution to the development of cooperation in the sphere of traditional medicine. It was Indian initiative to set up a relevant working group and to start meetings on this issue. During the Samarkand summit in 2022, expert working group on traditional medicine was established. Since 2008, meetings of the heads of services responsible for ensuring the sanitary and epidemiological well-being have been held. And it is important to note that following Astana SCO summit, the heads of state adopted a statement on safe drinking water and sanitation. In this context, it seems promising to create a mechanism to promote introduction and development of water-saving technologies, which will contribute to solve pressing water supply problems in the region. Another remarkable contribution made by India into SCO cooperation is the field of startups and innovation. Since 2022, special working group on startups and innovations has been operating within the SCO, based on the Indian initiative. The annual startup forums held by the Indian side since 2020 provide unique opportunities for the development of joint projects. And I would like to note especially the latest SEO Startup Forum, which was held in New Delhi in March 2024, as part of the Mahakumbh Startup. And there were masterclasses held, and exhibition kiosks allowed participants to showcase their innovations. India also has been active in the field of prevention and elimination of emergency situations within the framework of the SEO. We highly appreciate the holding of the last two meetings of the heads of departments of the member states dealing with prevention and elimination of the emergency situations under the chairmanship of India in 2019 and 2023. At the same time, we see it expedient to consider the possibility of creating an SEO assistance fund. It is just the working name. Assistance fund designed to provide humanitarian assistance to member states and dialogue partners in cases of emergencies. Such a fund would be able to significantly increase the efficiency of the SEO work and provide support to affected countries. Cooperation in the field of environmental protection has yielded significant results, including creation of a common ecological policy agenda and the expansion of the regulatory framework. In 2024, the agreement on cooperation in the field of ecology and protection of environment was signed, and 2025 was declared the SEO Year of Sustainable Development by the Chinese chairmanship. These efforts reflect His Excellency Narendra Modi's call to make the lifestyle for environment movement a key element of the global environmental agenda. Another important direction of cooperation within SEO is poverty reduction, which has been initiated by Pakistani colleagues. And this work began its activities in 2023 and is aimed at promotion of the number one sustainable development goal, eradicate poverty in all its forms everywhere. And in May this year, a forum on eradication of poverty and sustainable development is going to be held in Yangling City in China, the city where I said the demonstration zone for agro-technologies is located. It is gratifying that the work of experts in the direction of countering poverty, reduction of poverty, is being carried out, like seminars, roundtables, etc. If we speak about cooperation in the education sphere, it is actively developing, and there is an SEO university, which includes 75 universities from 6 countries, SEO member countries. And we would like to invite once again India to join SEO university framework. For the period from 2010 to 2023, more than 1,800 students successfully completed master's studies in joint educational programs of the SEO university. It is kind of a virtual university or a network of universities of the member countries. And the various educational events, such as education weeks, forums of university rectors, and forums of rectors of civil service academies are being held. In 2025, China will host Education Week of the member states called Education Without Borders. And we hope that this event will strengthen educational ties and will contribute to expanding the list of SEO participants by joining universities from India, Iran, Pakistan, and Uzbekistan. SCO makes some efforts to promote healthy lifestyle. In this, the role of India, which since 2018 has been regularly organizing yoga sessions at the headquarters of the organization, strengthening the sports and spiritual ties between our countries, should be noted. And cooperation is being strengthened in the field of contacts between people, especially between women, between youth, public diplomacy institutes, and cultural centers. One of the important tools of public diplomacy is the honorary title of SCO Goodwill Ambassador, the purpose of which is to draw attention to the key tasks and values of the organization. And we hope that India will present its candidacy for the SCO Goodwill Ambassador, which will provide a unique opportunity to learn more about India's rich culture, musical heritage, and sporting achievement. But we are now working on improvement of terms and conditions of this SCO Goodwill Ambassador status. These examples, which I have said about, clearly demonstrate India's contribution to the progressive development of cultural, humanitarian, and all other kinds of cooperation. And I am confident that the member states will continue to work together to promote mutual understanding between SCO countries and development of inter-civilizational dialogue. I would like to mention that, of course, security issues are the cornerstone of the SCO. But in SCO, we exercise complex approach towards security issues, and we presume that sustainable security cannot be provided without solving socio-economic and cultural and educational issues. That is why SCO is expanding cooperation in so many directions. Dear colleagues, the SCO continues to demonstrate openness, and SCO community is growing steadily. Today, it includes 10 member countries, 2 observer states, and 14 dialogue partners. Cooperation with the United Nations occupies a key place in the international activities of the SCO. Our relations with the UN Secretariat and its specialized agencies are strong and multifaceted. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres noted that the SCO and the United Nations are the 2 largest international organizations. In addition, the SCO regularly holds meetings with regional organizations with which partnership relations have been established, including the CSTO, CIS, Eurasian Economic Union, ECO, Arab League, establishment of official relations with the UNECE, UNCTAD, CARIC, INCB, the UNIDO, the World Health Organization, and the Interpol is under work. Importance of the voice of the SCO in the international arena continues to grow, which is confirmed by the invitation of the SCO to take part in the ASEAN and BRICS summits last year, where the key goals and objectives of the SCO were put forth. Well, all of this is only a small part of our broad and multifaceted activities aimed at promoting peace and stability. The SCO is aware of the need to remain flexible and effective. An important aspect is the implementation of the initiatives of the leaders of the member states, the creation of a structured and transparent management system, as well as the strengthening of partnerships with dialogue partners and international organizations. The optimization of the legal framework, as well as the strengthening of personnel, financial, and linguistic support. All these issues are being discussed and solved within the process of modernization of our organization. In this context, the SCO Forum can play a special role, and important initiatives can be considered with the involvement of scientists and experts. This year's chairmanship of the Indian Council of World Affairs in the SCO Forum represents a unique opportunity to develop cooperation between research and political science centers of member states, observers, and dialogue partners. I am confident that the Indian Council of World Affairs will make this mechanism a truly effective tool for improving the practical impact of joint efforts. We express our sincere gratitude to the ICWA for organizing a program for SCO resident researchers. This unique initiative provided young scientists from SCO member states with the opportunity to spend a month in India, where they met the leading experts and visited academic and research institutions. The compendium towards a secure Shanghai Cooperation Organization, prepared by the Indian Council, serves as an example of how to work and represents an important contribution to understanding the prospects, challenges, and ways of further development of the organization. We are confident that similar efforts should be supported by other countries, and we hope that the ICWA will continue this valuable practice. Dear friends, the SCO occupies a central place in the system of international relations, being an important tool for strengthening peace and stability. Its potential makes it possible to effectively respond to global challenges and actively promote friendly cooperation. As you know, China is chairing the SCO this year, choosing the motto and main topic of its chairmanship, carrying forward the Shanghai spirit, SCO in action. This very dynamic motto, and in total, around 200 events will be held this year, including events of the chairmanship and events proposed by the member states. And I am convinced that the chair and other member states will certainly continue to put forward constructive proposals aimed at developing the SCO and strengthening its contribution to global processes. The Secretariat in turn will make every effort to bring our cooperation to a new qualitative level, expanding organizations' participation in regional and international affairs. And we intend to focus on deepening cooperation with the scientific community, including the Indian Council of World Affairs. I hope that today's meeting, as the first step in our joint cooperation, will play an important role in formation of new ideas and proposals, as well as open new horizons for us to strengthen mutual ties. In conclusion, I would like once again express my sincere gratitude to everyone for their attention and for the opportunity to speak to you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Excellency. We are immensely thankful to the Secretary General for delivering the 51st Sapru House lecture at ICWA this afternoon. Your lecture has provided us with a profound insight into the evolving dynamics of the SCO and its growing significance on the global stage. As we navigate an interconnected world, the role of the SCO has never been more critical amidst the ongoing global geopolitical tumult. Your perspectives on the importance of regional cooperation, the integration of diverse cultures, and the strengthening of security and economic ties resonate deeply with India's commitment to fostering peace, stability, and shared prosperity in the region. We are particularly encouraged by your assessment that the role of multilateral regional organizations is increasing amidst the geopolitical shifts underway, and your emphasis on the SCO's expanding role and the potential for deeper collaboration among member states. Friends, the Secretary General has provided us with much food for thought, sparking many inquisitive minds and stimulating curiosity. We thank the Secretary General for kindly agreeing to take a few questions from the audience. I will now open the floor for questions. To begin with, we can take 3 questions, and I kindly request that each participant identifies himself before asking the question or making an observation, and please keep your questions brief so that we can encourage greater participation.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much, Mr. Secretary General, for this very elaborate and comprehensive presentation. But before that, let me extend on my behalf a very warm welcome to you and my warmest felicitations on taking over as the Secretary General of this very important organization. I'm sure that under your leadership, this is going to touch new heights. Now, as I said, Mr. Secretary General, you have covered so much of all the activities of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that it leaves very little to imagination or to pose any question whatsoever. But let me ask you 2 questions. One is, Excellency, you have mentioned about some of the aspects of the SDGs, of the Sustainable Development Goals. You mentioned about poverty, that there is going to be, there's been some discussion, something is going to happen in 2025 in China. Can the SCO, because one of the aspects that COVID-19 and all the conflicts, what they have impacted upon, particularly the developing world, is the progress for attaining the SDGs. We are supposed to realize the SDGs by 2030, but most of the countries have gone back. So has SCO given some thought to it, or can it give some thought to it as to how, in a comprehensive way, in an all-encompassing way, how the SDGs that have retracted, whether it is in health, whether it is in employment, you mentioned about poverty, of course, but so many others, women empowerment, how they can be taken forward. My second question, Mr. Secretary General, is on, you mentioned about tourism, you mentioned about visa facilitation. What about some flights, direct flights between the SCO member states? Because that is going to help also tourism in a big way, people to people connect in a big way, and of course promote understanding amongst the countries of, the member countries of the SCO. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Sajanar. Who's next? We'll take 3 together, and then you can answer.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, sir. I am Dr. Anvisha Ghosh, a researcher working on Afghanistan. The SCO membership and the dialogue partner status has expanded primarily to the Gulf and West Asian countries. What is the significance of the same from SCO's perspective? Thank you.
Who's next? Yes?
Good afternoon, sir. I am Aman. I'm a research scholar at...
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I am a research scholar at Center for Russian and Central Asian Studies, JNU. So my question is about, in an evolving multipolar world order, where do you see SCO in it, and what role do you think SCO has, as a catalyst for facilitating this multipolarity? Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, please. How can SCO facilitate the move to multipolarity? So, yes, please. You can answer. Yes, all 3. Yes.
Thank you for questions and interest for SCO activities. And Excellency Ambassador Sajanhar, I would try to answer your very complicated and very big issue and question regarding sustainable development goals. It is a big challenge not only for SCO, but for entire world and for United Nations as well. And we received some analytical reports and paperwork noting that Sustainable Development Goals meet some difficulties in being implemented in time, which has been agreed and planned. And some experts see some disbalances in overall global work on the reaching of these Sustainable Development Goals and the main 17 aspects of it. And in this regard, SCO is now working on creating our own. When I say our own, means member states' vision of how to contribute to fulfilling this SDG. And some countries have even special representatives on these important issues. And we appreciate China's decision to make this year, 2025, a year of sustainable development. And a series of different events are taking place. And as I said, there will be maybe the most important event in this regard held in May in Yangling city in China, devoted to eradication of poverty and sustainable development. And also we are thinking now on organizing another event in the end of the year, also discussing the sustainable development issues and how SCO countries may work out their own goals and their own plans for contributing the global efforts. But SCO, all activities in SCO and all decisions are made by member countries. And that's why it depends on the member countries' decisions, because it is a very multifaceted issue, includes a lot of aspects. And our main task as a secretariat, as an executive body, is provide all necessary assistance and contribution and support to member states in realizing in implementation of the decisions they have made. That's why we are now just working together with member states to work out such a plan. And regarding visa facilitation issue and direct flights issue, I completely agree that it is, although it does not seem very strategical political issue, but they have a very big practical meaning. And visa issues are now settled mostly on bilateral basis. And a number of SCO member countries have visa-free agreements already in force. We are not now talking and setting the goal of establishing a visa-free zone similar to Schengen within SCO member countries, but there are serious plans and agreements between member states to facilitate visa regimes between member states, especially, first of all, for tourist groups. And the ministers of tourism, during their meeting last year, they agreed to work out a special plan on facilitating and liberalizing visa regimes for tourist groups of all member countries. And as far as I know, a number of new direct flights have been opened already and will or are going to be opened in nearest future. And we are looking forward for that. The other question regarding expanding of SCO membership and dialogue partners. First of all, I would like to remind that we have 3 official status now in SCO, member countries or member states, observers, and dialogue partners. But as I have said, that modernization process is going on now, and within the framework of this modernization work, the member states are discussing possible optimization and rationalization of these 3 categories. And what will be the final decision, I don't know, and I cannot say now. But in any case, we presume that SCO is an open organization for everybody, We did not close our doors for new member states, for new partners, for new observers. That is why during just last 3 years, the number of partners or dialogue partners has increased. And today we have 14 dialogue partners. And our main task today is to involve our dialogue partners in more active practical cooperation within SCO framework. And we don't set the goal to expand as much as possible. It is a natural process which reflects a growing interest to the organization and growing attractiveness of the organization. And some of the of the dialogue partners are already started to think about upgrading their status to observer or to a full-fledged member. And they are welcome. We are now working on that. And as I have said, the final decision will be made by member states by the common rule of consensus. The third question about the role of SCO and how can SCO facilitate formation of the multipolar world. And the place of SCO in the multipolar world. All heads of state of SCO have agreed that there is a global process of reforming of the world order which is taking place today. And it takes or touches upon all aspects, including political and economic and trade. And SCO member states are also calling the world community for formation more fair, more democratic, more open world order with the central coordinating role of the United Nations. And the world, which is the model of the world which member states are striving for, is a multipolar world with equality of all states with respect to integrity, territorial integrity, sovereignty, where there will be no use of force, and all disputes should be resolved by peaceful means, no use and no threat of use of force. And SCO, as it has been stated in the Astana Declaration, that cooperation within SCO may become a basis for formation of a new multipolar, fair, and democratic architecture or security system in Eurasia.
We can, thank you, Your Excellency. We can take some more questions. Yes, here. The lady here with specs.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the detailed and insightful lecture. I'm Bhavni Sablok, a research scholar working on multilateralism. My question is, what direction is the cultural cooperation in the SCO likely to take under your leadership? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes?
Your Excellency, thank you for the insightful lecture on the role of the SCO and the cooperation with India. Sir, my question to you would be, as SCO began with as a forum to deepen and strengthen military trust and reduce military presence in the borders. So, sir, with the passage of time, as there have been several conflicts in and around the region, how SCO has played the role of being a conflict in terms of conflict resolution and cessation of various violence and taking up security issues, and how, like, defense diplomacy, through the help of defense ministers' meetings, has evolved the role of SCO as a conflict conflict resolver. Thank you.
Yes.
Please, one minute.
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Ilyana, TASS News Agency. Can you please name those countries from which now have the status of dialogue partners in the SCO or observers, who would like to become full-fledged members of the SCO? And can it happen during your tenure as the head of SCO till like 2027, right? In the upcoming future, have they? Is there the possibility that they become a full-fledged members? So, and my second question, if you allow me, please. On what stage now are the discussions of the creation unified payment system within the SCO? You mentioned efforts of increase the share of national currencies within the SCO. So in connection with this issue, can this unified payment system created in the upcoming future? Thank you.
Thank you. I will give the floor to the Secretary General.
Regarding cooperation in the sphere of cultural and humanitarian exchanges, it is one of very important and very active, dynamic sphere of SCO activities. And it is being developed on different directions. For example, during the previous Indian chairmanship in SCO, there was a number of good processes launched and events held, like conclave of young scientists, forum of or tournament of young authors, yoga sessions, and film festivals, movie festivals, music festivals, type of people-to-people diplomacy. And today, Secretariat is assisting member states in holding other events like, for example, Kunming Marathon by China, tournament on mini football by Kyrgyzstan, which is called Silkway, SCO Games by Russia, and the creation of association of sports organizations, also Russian initiative, forum of young talents and young leaders by Kazakhstan, and a lot of other events. And today, China, being a chair of the organization, is also going to hold different very interesting events like exhibitions of books, of children's paintings, chess tournament, and well, a number of other events like exhibition of sculptures and a lot of tourist routes, new tourist routes and tourism events. In general terms, the ministers of culture of SCO member states are meeting every year, and they work out special plans. There are special working groups of experts under the ministers' meetings, and all these plans are being implemented. The other question, maybe you could, as far as I understand, you are asking about the role and efforts by SCO in resolving conflicts.
And also the defense ministers level meetings.
Как ШУ сможет участвовать в расширении конфликта, используя механизм министра обороны?
Well, as I said, SCO is not a military organization. Yes, we have a mechanism of meetings of the ministers of defense, meetings of the secretaries of security councils, but meetings of the ministers of defense is more like exchange of experience, exchange of information, and even when the so-called military drills or military exercises are held, they are strictly anti-terrorist military drills, anti-terrorist military exercises. They are not aimed against any country. They are just for enhancing peace and countering terrorism in the region. meetings of the ministers of defense contributes into building up trust among member states. We have special inspection groups, and these meetings are of very peaceful nature. That's why, frankly speaking, defense ministers' meetings are not discussing settlement of the conflicts. They are discussing cooperation in favor of peace and stability in the region. And SCO in general makes contribution into solving some disputes and issues, be it between member states or be it outside of the SCO space, by adopting political declarations, political statements, which are calling for peaceful settlement, which are calling for ceasefire if there is an armed conflict anywhere, which are calling for providing humanitarian assistance, avoiding humanitarian catastrophes, crises. And again, the most important task of SCO is to build trust, to build confidence, mutual confidence, and to achieve some agreements and compromise at the negotiation table, to learn how to discuss and how to talk to each other. Sorry. Regarding expansion of our organization, I mean geographical expansion and increasing of the number of partners and member states, yes, today we have, as I said, 14 dialogue partners. We have some standing by applications by the dialogue partners who would like to get the status of observers first, or status of member states. And also we have a number of observers, two observers. We have a number of states which would like to get status of dialogue partners. So we have dialogue partners who would like to become observers, and we have non-member countries which would like to become dialogue partners. But I just can say that these countries are located in different regions, from South Asia, Southeast Asia to Middle East. I don't think I should name which of them would like to become member state, because their position, their intention may change anytime. But as I said, organization is open to every state which shares our principles and our values. And I hope that soon we will be witnessing some news in this field. And today, current chairmanship of the organization is also studying these applications and questions very deeply. And what will be the decision, I think we will know by the time of the next Heads of State meeting.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your detailed and insightful responses to the questions posed by the esteemed members.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
there was another question about the
Oh, yes, sorry, I'm
common,
so sorry.
No, about the common payment system.
Okay, yes.
I just shortly say
Yeah.
that we are not now planning to establish common payment system within SCO, but yes, we are working very actively on increasing the share of national currencies in mutual payment settlements. There is a special roadmap on this issue, and experts of member states are working on, first of all, on amendments to legislation, of making our legislations suitable for using national currencies, and on building infrastructure of such payments in national currencies between all member states. And actually, in some countries, SCO member countries, are already using national currencies very actively in mutual trade. But experts are working on expanding these opportunities and facilitating these settlements in national currencies.
Is it okay? Okay. Should I close the floor? Should I close the floor now? Okay. So thank you, Your Excellency. Sorry about the interruption earlier. We are very grateful to you for your detailed responses. And I'm also grateful to the members of the audience for posing very inquisitive and meaningful questions. And I recognize that many more would have liked the opportunity to engage directly with the Secretary General. However, we have to be mindful of the time constraints, and we will conclude the session now. We hope that when the Secretary General visits the Council again, there will be further opportunities for a more in-depth interaction with all of us. Your Excellency, as you also mentioned in your lecture, ICWA is currently the chair of the SCO Forum, and we hope to have you here in New Delhi again when we organize the 20th SCO Forum meeting in a few months' time. With this, I hand over to Dr. Athar Zafar, and thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Let me take a moment to acknowledge that today's interaction has been extremely fruitful. Thanks to the incisive and thought-provoking Sapru House lecture delivered by His Excellency Mr. Nurlan Yermekbayev, Secretary General of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. On behalf of the Council, I extend our deepest gratitude for your lecture today. The level of interest your remarks generated, sir, was clearly reflected in the insightful questions and comments raised by our informed audience. We are also grateful to each and every member of the audience, including from the diplomatic corps, academia, media, researchers, and students. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the support staff whose hard work and dedication made today's event a great success. Kindly remain seated until the dignitary has exited the auditorium. You are warmly invited to join us for high tea, which will be served in the foyer and on the adjacent floor. With that, the program concludes. Thank you. Thank you, sir.